I think it's a round one submission.
Round one submission. Wow.
Round one.
Out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys? This is the Totally Blitz Fight Club, the show where you come to watch us get drunk, smoke hella weed, and talk about hella fighting. And these are your hosts. This is Paul, Pick'em, Win'em, Concha, and I'm joined with.
Hey, man, you know it's a real nigga in this bitch. Your boy, schoolboy Kev, you feel me? Know what I'm saying? Your boy fresh out of class, and it's fucking 8 o'clock. Why am I just not getting out of motherfucking school? But hey, I'm here to talk the fight game. Hey, man, who else with us tonight, man?
What's going on, man? You already know it's Marcus, back with another UFC card.
Nickname pending.
Pending still.
See, look, I'm gonna introduce the other homie. You feel me?
I was waiting for. I thought the alley was thrown, but I'm gonna set him up for another alley, but easier one. This is that boy Willie Shiesty.
Woo! Blunts rolled and ready.
Oh, he came ready to smoke and talk some shit.
Blunt already rolled. I can't relate. I'm breaking my shit down as we speak.
Man, we're talking UFC 273 today. Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie. Sterling versus Yan 2. This is massive. This is probably pound for pound, talent for talent, best card of the year. Just hope it delivers the way it looks on paper. Man, this is a fucking. How y'all feeling about this card?
Fucking banger of a card. It's gonna be some absolute slayings.
I don't understand, like, how do y'all make it a way for me to be like, oh my god, them boys fighting this week? I didn't know any of these motherfuckers were a month ago. But I'm over here like, damn, bro, I can't wait for this one, bro. Like, I just don't understand how they do this shit to me every time. Like,
every time.
I'm thinking about getting Fight Pass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need commercials letting me know when the fight's going on. If I forget a UFC motherfucking event, I will be upset. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But this card's so deep, bro. So 2 cards ago, when we were talking about UFC Columbus, Ohio with Blades versus Dawkins, the big heavyweight boys. One of them boys on that card who was in the main card was Oleinik. And this card's so deep, they got his ass fighting in the early prelims. That boy fighting at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on this card.
In the afternoon, damn.
This shit sounds so fucked up.
Hey, bro, I didn't do it to you, my boy. I didn't do it to you.
People don't get out of work yet.
At 4 in the afternoon and 3 in the motherfucking morning.
Hey, Marcus, tell them what's up with that Triple G time. Didn't they move it back?
Yeah, they pushed it. I don't know if it was officially pushed back, but it's starting at 8 now for sure. They was saying it was gonna start at 5:30 a.m., but now it's 8 a.m.
All right,
a little better.
We can actually catch that one. But enough of boxing. We're talking UFC. And, before we hop into the main card, the thing we always break down, we're going to do a quick drive-by on 2 prelim fights that you need to keep your eye on. One of them is Ian Garry versus Daryl Weeks. And if you don't know Ian Garry yet, just know this man is Conor McGregor 2.0. This man is, if you thought Patty the Batty was Conor McGregor, you're completely wrong. It's this guy. He's 8-0. He's from Ireland, and he's a striker, and he's vicious with him. And he's legit. He's 8-0, and he's already have his fights going after the Oleinik fight, and he already has 59 wins on his record. So just let you know how much they like this kid and how much he's gonna this is gonna be a good guy coming in the next few years.
Absolutely, that boy's got a sniper right, like Connor's sniper left, but
that's what.
He just needs to with the right hand. He just needs to, I don't know. He stops stumbling over his words when he's on the mic.
That's true. He doesn't have the same personality as Patty or McGregor, but if he can get the little bit of them mic skills, boy, he's gonna be some entertaining, for sure.
Yeah, he's super young too. So I mean, maybe once he starts arguing with more like people who've been around the league longer and had better arguments and shit. I don't know.
Learn the
I
business
feel like
a little bit.
Though. Yeah, I feel like he's great.
And then the other fight before we get into the meat is Rozenstruik versus Tibera. This is two heavyweights. I mean, Rozenstruik's 12-3, but his 3 losses are to Gane, Curtis Blades, and Ngannou. He is literally he's built. He's like a mini Cooper version of Ngannou or Derek Lewis. Like he's shorter in stature, he's broader, but he has a deadly right hand. And to be honest, he's a little bit more agile. He doesn't look it, but he can throw head kicks. He throws body kicks, and he's like 260 out there.
Yeah, he's like low key.
260
yeah, but I don't want to disrespect Tibera. Tibera is 22-7 heavyweight, and he's fought just the same guys. He's lost to the same guys. He's one of those heavyweights that stay around number 7 to number 8 ranked, and then he eventually fights a top 5 guy, and it shows why he's number 7, number 8 ranked. But on the ground, he's elite. He's great on the ground. So this really is like you have one heavyweight fighter that has the hands, and he will bang with you, and you have another more slender heavyweight fighter who is a better bit more of a skillful tactician and will take it to the ground if needed.
Hey man, damn, this shit is tight. You know I'm a big heavyweight fan. I'm loving everything that the heavyweight division's been offering so far that I've seen, from M'Baku to probably this dude right here. So I want to see how this shit goes down. I hope there's not too much wrestling. I hope there's a lot of on your feet, getting right, pacing yourselves, running around. Cause like what I know about heavyweights is that they're not meant to go to the ground. They're supposed to.
Not supposed to go to the distance either.
And all them
it's a lot of weight to be moving for that long and on the ground.
All of them are so big, it just takes one hit from anybody in the division dropping now.
Nah, for real. I gotta go back. I gotta go look back at old Brock Lesnar highlights, see what that boy was talking about back in the day.
Well, now we're going to go into the real fights of the night. No disrespect to the prelims, early prelims, but this is why people are paying the $60 pay-per-view. This is why people are coming and filling the seats. The main card of UFC 273, open us up, is going to be Mark Madsen versus Vic Pichelle or Pichelle. I'm not too sure how you say his name. A little bit of what you need to know is this wasn't going to be a main card fight. This is actually a fight that was on the prelims, but Kevin Gastelum had his opponent drop out, and then Dricus du Plessis had stepped in and agreed on the fight, and then a day later, Gastelum says that he has an injury. He's not going to disclose what it is, but he can't fight this week. So now then they had to kind of find somebody. So they took a fight from the prelims and threw it on here. Honestly, I would have liked Rozenstruik versus Tibera, the heavyweights on here, but we got this one instead. And Kev, this is your boy. I mean, you don't know him yet, but this is your boy right here. You got Mark Madsen. He's from Denmark, and he's a silver medalist in the Olympics at Greco-Roman wrestling. Greco-Roman, yeah, he's currently 11-0. He's a little bit older, but he was also older in the Olympics. It didn't seem to bother him. And he's taking on Pichelle, who's a good striker, but he's definitely not no wrestler. But he's kind of fought a few good guys. He's 14-2. He's American, but
BJJ?
No BJJ. He's just more of if it's a striking bout, if this is kickboxing, he would win. I'll put it like that. But this is a good fight. How do y'all feel about this one?
Hey, I'm liking my dog Madsen. That boy a Greco-Roman wrestler. I gotta look into him. I didn't see too much on him on the countdown. I gotta go look into bro.
Silver medal.
Yeah.
They don't give those away for free now.
No, that's a tough sport, Greco-Roman, because like you deal, especially at a higher weight. I don't know how much he weighs right now, but a higher weight, that shit is tough because you got some strong ass motherfuckers you got to deal with for no reason. Like,
I know they're fighting at 155, but I do not know his wrestling weight.
Especially if you had to go against some Russians. Oh my gosh, this nigga's so strong. I want to see what Brett's talking about.
And
Shit.
how about you, Will? Because I feel like you like the wrestlers, don't you?
I love the wrestlers, and especially if he's a Greco-Roman wrestler, I fuck with that because that's how John Jones wrestles. Like that's a very I don't know, that's a very respectable skill. Like honestly, I'd have to go with him over Vic just because I don't know, man. I feel like Americans I don't feel like they can out wrestle Europeans.
Oh no, that does make sense. One thing that I realized, Chael Sonnen broke it down. American wrestling, you get points for getting back onto your feet, whereas in other countries you don't get points for getting like off your feet, and that's a big deal because MMA you have to get back to your feet. So American wrestlers do a lot better than overseas wrestlers.
And you get the minute of riding time too if you get the 60 seconds over them. So like that doesn't transfer a lot. They don't have that overseas. That doesn't transfer well. That is especially in the MMA world where it's good to keep the person down on the ground and continue getting position. By not having that, by not growing up with that, they don't really get to use that, and that's really kills them in the long run.
Ooh, Kev getting all technical on y'all. That's
I'm
this
like, drop the
episode.
bomb on us.
Knowledge.
He said, "Well, actually." No, but I'm gonna ride the train here. I'm taking Madsen. I mean, they don't give out the silver medal at the Olympics for any reason. He's 11-0. They're both old. He's 39, and I mean he's 37, but Pichelle's 39, so they're both like a little bit older. And I just don't think Pichelle has that. He's a good striker, but he's older now. The speed's not there, the power's not there, and I think Madsen can eat those strikes. And it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a decision, maybe a TKO, but it's gonna be a lot of wrestling. You might be thinking you're watching WrestleMania day number 3.
WrestleMania day 3. That's funny.
And Marcus, round us out. How are you feeling? Any sort of pick? Anyone you winning? Are you taking the dog here? Are you taking the one that no one else is giving a chance?
Shit, I mean, fuck it. I guess I gotta be that guy. I mean, I was leaning with y'all, but shit, I'll be the dog. See what happens. You never know. Maybe grinds it out in the decision.
And hey, he's a striker. Marcus is a striker. These two boys like wrestling. It all makes sense.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of dog play in this fight. I just don't think it's gonna be in this fight. I feel like there's some dogs later in the card that really like, I don't know, man. It could kind of not this fight though. Not this fight.
Well, these next fights. So these fights are like, this fight was like here. These next 4 fights are going to be a lot higher in the competition and who these are. We're going into the number 5 ranked Mackenzie Dern versus Tacia Torres, number 7 ranked women's strawweight division. So this is a big fight to come on, like who's going to get the title shot after this, who moves up, stuff like that. I mean, Torres is a good boxer. That's what she leans on. She's got the hands. She's a smaller in the division, though. She's shorter. She's makes weight easily, but she's a smaller woman. And but she can box. She can get inside. That's not the issue. She has some good wrestling takedowns. Dern, on the other hand, is a submission artist. All right. She is BJJ. She's truly elite. She's formerly ranked number 1 in the IBJJF. If you don't know, that's the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, which is the most prestigious federation there is in BJJ. And she was ranked number 1 in all women. She's the ADCC gold medal winner in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, like, if it gets to the ground, that's her fight. And but Torres is the boxer, and she does have a reach disadvantage, but I mean, hell, how do y'all feel? Like, you got the old-fashioned boxer versus ground fighter.
Man, I mean, Torres, I mean, she's a great boxer, but I mean, Dern is a python, man, and I feel like she's gonna strangle that bitch out. Like, especially after Paul Craig the other week, man. I can't go against a BJJ like god like that.
How you feeling, Marcus?
I'm gonna have to rock with the boxing, man. I'm going with Torres, man. I'm gonna have to go with the hands. Hopefully her wrestling can keep her enough off the ground. I don't know, but hopefully her striking is just, that difference, and she gets the win. That's what I'm going with.
Torres, I mean, her only losses are to the top of this division. She's lost.
That's another thing I was reading, that her only loss is like I think champions. Former champions.
Yeah, and she's lost to Rose, who's champion now. Zhang Weili, who's like, she was champion and now she's not.
Yeah. Jessica
Andre, who was champion a long time ago, I believe, and not, or at least she was always fighting for championships. Marina Rodriguez, who's elite. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, I never know how to say her last name, but those are all literally like, if you weren't the champion at one point, you were the number 1 contender for a long time.
Right.
Hearing all that, Kev, how you feeling?
Oh, bro, I'm not gonna see. Look, I forget names so quickly, but I'm definitely taking Miss BJJ because, like,
Mackenzie Dern.
yeah, that one. Because, like, I'm a newfound BJJ fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching. Who was I watching? Oh, Charles Sonnett. That boy was talking about Mark Schultz. He was like, Mark Schultz, one of the best wrestlers, one of the pioneers of the wrestling game in America. Motherfucking, I went to go wrestle for him in college, and the first thing he told me on the day, he says, nothing beats wrestling, except BJJ. So like I want to really see what these boys is talking about. Like consistently, I've seen that a lot of people that are profound in BJJ, like the other Kevin dude.
Holland.
Yeah, Brett. I don't know if that's BJJ or Jiu-Jitsu, but Brett was similar to that. And I was like, okay, I want to see their fighting styles. I want to learn. Like, the fuck y'all know that I know.
I mean, this is really gonna be a close fight. I think on the odds, they're both like -110. So like it really is a pick 'em. And Torres, great boxer. She can get inside, which might help her, but she tends to like to wrestle. And I think that will be her downfall here. So give me Mackenzie Dern. I think Torres is a great fighter, no disrespect, but I just think she might underestimate how effective BJJ is, and Dern's gonna catch a nice little sub.
You think this going to decision, or is somebody gonna get submitted, or somebody gonna get slept?
It's gonna be a submission.
I will say no one's getting slept. I will stand on that hill because Torres is a great boxer, but she has no power. It's all volume. And that's what makes her kind of intimidating because she throw 100 strikes a fight and still ready to fight
love
again.
that shit.
Yeah, like she really will throw a lot of strikes, and that's how she gets inside, and that's how she gets you on a takedown because she's just throwing volume. And that's how decisions, when you throw a lot of volume, it kind of has a good tendency to go your way. But it's either, I mean, I think Dern is either submission or like, because if you can always get plus odds if you're picking the outcome, and I'm taking Dern by submission or decision, and I'm throwing that one. I'm not even looking back at it.
Keep it pushing, man.
How about y'all? Y'all think someone's getting submitted, or are we going to have a nice drawn out 3-rounder?
I think it's a round 1 submission.
Round 1 submission. Wow.
Round 1.
Okay.
How about you, Marcus? You think Torres is gonna grind it away, or you think she's gonna put it away?
I want to say it, but y'all making it seem like she ain't getting slept. So I think maybe she can grind out and get the W and decision. Definitely, she probably won't get the knockout, and hopefully the bitch don't get slept.
Hopefully. All right, here we go. This is the big fights on the card. This is what we all came for. Banger after banger after banger. We're starting with Gilbert Burns versus Hanzo Chimaev. This really is a title fight, in my opinion, bro. Like, Gilbert Burns ranked number 2 in welterweight. Chimaev is now ranked 11 after going 4-0. So the floor is y'all's.
This is a tough one. This is a really tough one to decide because, like, Chimaev is a problem. Like, Jit is a genuine problem. I don't think anybody really has a way to figure him out yet. But Burns, it's a bad man. It's a bad man. I'm rocking with Burns on this one, but that's a bad man. So I really want to see what them boys is coming with. But I'm rocking with Burns on this one. I'm not gonna lie to y'all boys.
Nice.
But I will say, but Burns is a massive underdog here. Like, it's so crazy the way that the odds makers and everyone loves Chimaev. And if anyone don't know, this man's credentials is he's 3-time Swedish national champion in wrestling, which, like, gold medals 3 years in a row for Sweden and the country. But Kev, you're a wrestler, and I believe you're a freestyle wrestler, correct?
I had to do all 3.
Okay, well, at least you know how those points and everything go. So, in his career and his overall record in the Sweden's whatever tournaments, he's 12-0. He has 3 pins, 7 technical falls.
Damn.
105 combined points over the 12 wins, and only surrendered 2.
Oh my gosh, in freestyle, I can't remember. I think 10 points is a tech for freestyle. So like, he probably just went out there, probably took him down and rolled the fuck out their ass. And freestyle, and freestyle, because freestyle, you get points off of your turn. So like, you get points off. You don't get points
That
from.
boy was just spinning.
Yeah, so he got.
That's how he's asking the circle.
And then a tech, yeah. So because again, technical fault is like bad. That means you didn't really. That means you probably spent you times and kept the moving.
To only surrender 2 points.
Nah, that's a fucking issue. That means you can't take him down for shit. Like you can't. And the only reason, and I bet you hit the 2 points that he gave up weren't a takedown. I bet you somebody like the ref probably called the 2 points because he was rolling somebody, but somebody got control while they was rolling, while they was getting rolled, so it counted as 2. And then he probably obliterated Brett and probably beat Brett 12-10. 12-12.
But yeah, that's why Chimaev's a problem. And if y'all don't know, he went 4-0 and he outstruck everybody 262 and only got hit twice.
Burns is an issue, but I don't know, man. I like Burns. I feel like Burns is a problem.
Well, in Burns' corner, he is a 3-time world's BJJ champion. And he's a bronze at the 8. So the world's is the second biggest thing. And he got 3 times champion. And then at ADCC, which is the biggest BJJ.
That's the one in Abu Dhabi?
Yes. No, that one's in Sao Paulo in Brazil itself. And that one is, he went and he got bronze, which that's not easy. Like, he only got bronze. Like, no, bro. Like, no one else anywhere in the UFC, I think, has ever gone anything higher. In the men's at least. So there is people who's elite at BJJ, and then there's Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really feel like Gilbert Burns got something for this one. Like, and I feel like a loss with Chimaev is good. It's character building. Like, that boy too good. Like, he doesn't really, he just clinched the number 1 seed, but with her. But motherfucking, he's like, a loss would be good for his character because losing in the UFC isn't that big a deal. Like, it gotta be good. Let them know that, like, hey, you still get touched out here. But like,
anyone over here, I want to give it to anyone picking Chimaev and I want to throw out why or anything. He is a massive favorite.
I mean,
I'm going with Burns.
Oh.
Well, it sounds like Will. It sounds like the
my
floor is
God.
yours, Will. Talk
That's
to me.
That's crazy, man. No, I got mad respect for Gilbert Burns. I know, I love Gilbert Burns, man. I agree with Paul on everything, but like, no. I like Gilbert Burns, but Kazma he's a fucking UFC creative character, my guy. He's like somebody they spent like $90 and got all the extra points to put to his attributes. Like, he is a fucking god, man. I feel like he's not gonna run through Gilbert, but he's still gonna beat the shit out of Gilbert. Like, I know this. Like, this is just truth.
He's not gonna run through him. He's just gonna beat the shit out of him.
He's gonna beat the shit out of him. Like, my guy, like Kazmat is different. Like, he is like a big ass like Habib.
I will
say,
say,
every single one of his fights has been a different. Like, he's like starts off like submitting people, and he's like, "Oh, y'all want to see me like knock somebody out?" And then first punch knocks out Gerald Mershire, and then like the next fight, he fucking picks up Li Jingliang like a baby.
Looks at
like,
Dan White.
Just starts fucking him on the ground. Like, that fight's over with like immediately.
No, I will say that anyone who don't know Mershot, he has a chin. Like, Thiago Santos, who was the hammer for a while, hit him so many times, haymaker after haymaker, and he kept walking forward. So for Chimaev to just one hitter quitter with him, that was
the first punch too. Like, the first punch, like, that's not even like I don't know how fights are, but I feel like that first punch that you throw is not the best punch. It's not the hardest punch. Yeah, that's like, all right, I'm just gonna line it up.
Was it testing your range and like you just kind of testing it? That's crazy.
He said, "Oops, I broke him."
What kind of punch was it? Was it a jab? I feel like it was an overhand right. Like, he came in.
No, it was a straight right.
Straight right.
It was a
straight. You want it, bro? If it was an overhand right, bro, we'll be talking about memorial service right now. Nah, but hey, bro, anyone who don't know, Will kind of hit on it. He's 4-0 in the UFC. First fight, it was a fill-in. He filled in for another fighter in the short term, like 10 days, and then beat John Phillips at middleweight. And then 10 days later at welterweight, he went and beat McKee. And then a month and a half later, he went and beat Mershot with one hitter quitter. 66 days 3-0 in the UFC, and that's the fastest ever anyone's ever gone to 3-0 in the UFC. That like
Yes.
because usually if y'all don't know, like the state that you fight in usually minimum gives you like a 60-day ban on fighting because of hits you've taken, like anything. You can't fight for 60 days till you're healthy again. So for him to fight 10 days later, it basically meant that he took nothing. He basically walked in and walked out.
Yes.
Crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sticking by Burns.
How about you, Marcus? I know you said you like Burns, but
Burns.
hearing all this, are you still on Kev's side here?
I don't know. Y'all made this man sound like Superman.
He's the Dagestani Superman.
No,
And
he's from Czech or something.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right next door to Dagestan.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know now. For real, I'm like stuck in the middle for real because I was watching Burns the whole week. I already know all the hype behind the other guy, but
stand on your hill, bro.
I guess I gotta stand on it, bro. Because I don't know how it's gonna go at all. Like I don't think I could say a decision, knockout, submission. I don't know because I really don't know. It's really a toss up for me, but I'm gonna stick with Burns.
And
maybe he catches him with a shot. No, man. I don't know how the other guy's chin is.
I'm taking Burns as well. I mean, all three of us are on the dog. We're all going against Wilt. I like Burns because, in my opinion, he's the closest person to beating Usman ever. Like
I was watching that fight actually, and I was like,
he rocked him. If there was more time on that clock in that second round, he might have been coming out with the belt. And I know it's scary because Chimaev is a big motherfucker, and Burns is small for welterweight. He used to fight at lightweight back in the day. Now he's fighting at welterweight. He's kind of small. He's only 5'10". The Burns like 6'2". Not Burns, to Chimaev 6'2" or something. And he probably will have like 15 to 20 pounds on him come fight day.
Right.
It's kind of scary in wrestling, but I don't know, bro. Like it's too disrespectful to Burns to have him at like a plus 400. Like, bro, like there's no way Burns in any world is that big of an underdog. I gotta ride with my boy.
How does the odds work in boxing and in UFC? Because isn't the spread by points in football? So like, how does the spread?
In UFC, there's no spread, but you can bet the over under on rounds if it goes over 1.5, 2.5, or something like that. But the odds are just like football. So like the fact that Chimaev is minus 550 to Burns plus 400, that's the equivalent of the Packers playing the Jets in like the regular season. So that's what I'm saying. Like this is so disrespectful to Burns, who is number 2 ranked, and he's proven. Like there's no way. I know Chimaev is nice, but there's no way he's just running through this guy. It will be a fight.
Sprinkle some paper on Burns.
I already did, bro. I put 20 on him to win like 60 something. Yeah, I walk out with $80-something out the door, and then I think I got drunk and I think I sprinkled another 20. So then like it's like double. I doubled up on it, bro. I'm feeling it.
Ride the wave.
I might cash app you 10, go half on you at that second bet. The drunk window. I gotta get drunk while I send it to you. Lay following drunk, set the temper Burns.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I'd rather you have it with drunk Paul, because then you at least have someone to blame. But the next fight, Aljamain Sterling, the champion, versus Peter Yan. Rematch number 2. Marcus, you haven't gone first this whole time. I need you to go first right here, my man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. If I was in Sterling's shoes, I would not be rocking the belt. That's just me, though. He deserved it to be in that spot, of course, because he did what he had to do to even earn that spot and to be in that fight. Blah blah blah. But I ain't gonna lie. If if that was me in that position, I wouldn't have accepted the belt. I would accept the W if anything, but just not the belt, man. Because I feel like you gotta. That's the same thing I was saying with the boxing with Devin Haney getting the email belt, like getting your belt through an email. It's not the same thing, but I just feel like you gotta earn it, especially by winning, because he didn't beat the guy, so he shouldn't have really. Maybe it should have been no decision. That's my opinion on it, but I don't really know the rules and all that shit. But I'm going with Yan on this for real, man. Like that boy is steaming in the strike game, boy. Oh my God. I was watching his shit earlier and I was like, oh, I didn't know he was that serious, bro. That shit, he's something else for real. And I think he's just gonna keep putting that pressure on him and just keep up that pace. And like, oh, I just love his boxing, man. He just got some mean strikes.
He does switch stance. Like he doesn't have a stance. He does.
That's what I love, man, because I love that shit in boxing. Like he kind of like he just switches from south. Crawford does it. Jerron Ennis does it. Marvin Hagler, the GOAT, did it. That's what I practice in the gym right now. I practice both stances. Yeah, I love that. So I notice it off real. I seen him do like I forget exactly, bro, but he just switched his stance in mid punching and was still connecting. I was like, oh yeah, he's different. So I got it right with Jan. What is it, Peter Jan or is it P-R?
It's Piotr.
Piotr.
It's
Jan.
Piotr to you.
Piotr Jan. I'm going with Piotr Jan. Fuck it. I'm going with stoppage. I'm just gonna go with stoppage. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, no, Peter Jan is the fucking Swiss Army knife, but imagine instead of little blades that come out of it, it's like weapons of mass destruction on each fucking yeah, bro. Like Peter Jan is a fucking warrior, bro. Like, man, like his you already hit on his boxing, but I guess I'll hit on some of his wrestling. He's not the best wrestler, okay, but he's never uncomfortable. He is so, I think his IQ is arguably top 5 in the UFC. He's very patient. Go look at when he watched Sandhagen and to get the interim belt right after the Sterling fight. And first round and a half, Sandhagen was teeing off all that stuff. Still wasn't landing really great power punches, but he was connecting. And then Jan figured him out. It's almost like I would say almost like Floyd, like how Floyd would give the fighter the first round or two, and then by then he copied and pasted their data. And then he's gonna own you the rest of the fight.
Pressure.
You're not gonna touch him.
.exe.
Yeah, like so. Then Sandhagen, who I love, who's a warrior, bro. But like he was powerless to land. Jan was just tagging his ass. It was just a completely different fight after that first round and a half. And I even rewatched the Sterling fight. Yeah, Sterling won the first round, but that's because Sterling is a fucking athlete. He came out the gates firing. He was like a spider monkey. He threw everything with the kitchen sink at him. And then come the second round, Jan figured him out, was landing the power punches, got him on the ground, and then unfortunately the knee came later on. But nobody walked out of that fight thinking Sterling won that fight because of how bad Jan was whooping that ass come that second round, bro. Like, I love Peter Jan. Like that man is different. Like he really, like if he wins this fight, he goes on and has a great career, bro. Like he might beat Dominic Cruz when it comes to the best bantamweight ever in the UFC, because he really is. There's no weakness in his game. Oh, and I think he's gonna win. If y'all didn't think. So.
We didn't hear. I 100% agree with that, dude. Like, first of all, it's a slaying. Piotr Jan's just gonna go out there and murder him. It's just gonna be another highlight. It's gonna be probably like a 2-minute highlight. I don't see it lasting more than a round this time. Ooh. Just because I feel like Piotr's he's just too good, man. He's a part of this new wave. Like we've gotten used to the Dagestani dog warriors over there, but now we've got this new type of Russian, the Muay Thai. They're fighting in Tiger Thailand. Yeah, they've evolved.
Tiger Thailand.
It's Rafael Fiziev, Piotr Jan. These dudes are fucking like just maniacs, man. They're like the best boxers in their division. They're also like, I don't know what it is. They've got like superhuman reflexes, man. Like I feel like like even in fights, like even in the Sandhagen fight, like any significant strike Corey Sandhagen landed, it was met with some type of roll. Like Peter Yan did not absorb like all that shit. Like there's some hits that he did take, but just rewatching that fight and like watching all the hits and shit, I don't know, man. They're just it's a new breed. Like welcome the Russian like Muay Thai fighters to the league, because they're about to take over.
Kev.
Oh man, dog. See, look, I appreciate y'all for putting so much respect on Jan and bringing down the stuff. I get to talk the messy shit because that's me. I'm a messy motherfucker. So when it comes to the fight game, I'm a messy motherfucker. Football, we're not gonna get messy. We talking business. But fight game, oh, we gonna get messy. Bro, this is a messy ass fight, man. Because first off, I was like, right. So don't get me wrong. I was unaware. If you were to check the episode last week, I was unaware. I was like, niggas is crying about losing their belt after getting disqualified. I thought that's what was going on. That's what the media made it seem like. But the media be capping. Actually, that boy Yam don't give a fuck. He said he gonna go get it back. I respect that to the fullest. He's a fucking animal. He's a beast. He's a monster. He's a true champ. Because he lost that first round in the first fight. Like that shit wasn't I believe from what I seen. I didn't see the fight. I'm just seeing what the media is showing me now. But that second round, the way he turned up like that, that's only what champions do. That boy turned it up. But y'all didn't put enough respect on him. He's currently the interim champion, isn't he? Doesn't he have a belt right now?
Yeah, he's the interim. He does be. That's what I said when he beat Sandhagen to get the interim.
Yeah, the interim champion. It's a champ versus champion fight. You feel me? But motherfucking, I think Sterling, I would have rolled with him because I try to root with my people. You feel me? Even though the people don't know, I got cousins that's Russian. You feel me? I might not be Russian, but my cousins are Russian. You feel me? I'm not Russian. You feel me? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I got cousins out there. You feel me? So like, I gotta rock with Jan, but like the way that I went Sandhagen and Jan was fighting, you see like comments of this man Sterling talking about some let them fight for second place, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, damn, you talking shit. And like when you see the knee and you see what happened, like if you know wrestling, you know that like if somebody does some illegal shit to you, boy, you better stay on that fucking floor. Like a wise man once told me, right, if you get hit by a car, I don't care if that shit was a tap. I'm not getting up until the motherfucking ambulance comes. So like, I don't get me wrong, that was a strong ass knee, and that shit probably really winded him, especially because he didn't see that shit coming. He probably could have got whiplash from that shit. But like, he definitely sold that shit really well as well. Like, he sold it really good. Like, don't get me wrong, that shit hurt like a motherfucker, but like, he did a really good job of making it be shown that that shit hurt like a motherfucker. And it was, I would have called the fight too if I was a ref, but like I feel like it would have been better as a no contest. I feel like if the champions shouldn't be able to lose their belt off of disqualification, because that was his fault. That was a bad move, like really, really fucking bad. The ref even said down the opponent. You can't knee to down the motherfucking opponent. And he need the fuck out of bro, because that knee, I feel like it straight up would have knocked him out. Like straight up could have knocked some shit out. But like that to a nigga, to a motherfucker already on the floor. Oh my gosh, that's bad. But so I respect that shit did hurt, but like he made sure to let it be known that shit hurt like a motherfucker. And I don't feel like champions should lose their belt, but I feel like they shouldn't be able to keep their belt at the same time. I feel like if it was to be called a no contest or they did give Sterling a win, the belt is vacated. But like, you feel me? Like, there is no champion. Let's run it back. We already automatically let's run it back. And if there's an injury, like the one like with Sterling, like this happened with didn't he get an injury? So that's why they didn't fight. They made the interim fight for Sandhagen. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, that's why the fight ended up taking like a year to come back.
Yeah, so like even if there's an injury like that, that belt can still be brought back. And then when he comes back, he can fight for the belt. I think he sold it really well, and I feel like people around the circle gassing up like, hey, bro, you the champ. I don't care how the fuck you got that shit. It's your thing, it's your belt. So like, Yam just over here cool, collected, like a motherfucking evil villain, just plotting on the downfall of all of his enemies. Like
he knows
where he's a monster. And what gets me is his training and the competition in his training room is very diverse. That boy really gets it in there. Like, he's a problem. He's gonna stay a problem for a while.
Yeah, no, and I'm surprised you didn't hit on this, but there was a little bit more drama to it because with Sterling, he always had Matt Serra in his corner. He had him in the corner all the way up until the first Peter Yan fight. And then they had a publicized feud because he wasn't in the corner at that time. and he won't be in the corner again. I guess they didn't rehash the issues. This was his training. Now I can't remember what gym he's fighting out of, but he's not fighting out of the gym he normally fights out of. And that was a lot of the headlines. But to be honest, I just want to see how he's gonna look out of a new gym. Like this is that's a big deal. Like the person who trains you, the person who knows your weaknesses, your best, all that stuff. Like this is unmarked territory for Sterling. Like see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm finna come through with the things. I like Sterling. I think he's a good fighter. I didn't know that he submitted Sandhagen. I would have thought Sandhagen might have been better than him.
In a minute and a half.
But yeah, he got that boy all the way up out of it. So Sterling is the truth. He's an issue. But like,
no, I agree. I don't think anyone should disrespect Sterling. What he did was kind of odd and everything. I do think he kind of sold it, but can't disrespect him. He got Sandhagen out of there in a minute and a half with a submission. He has collegiate high-level wrestling in his back pocket at all times, and he doesn't use it because he likes to beat you on the ground, on his feet, where he's just so nice. So like, this should be a good fight, but Jan is just different.
And from watching the Israel Adesanya breakdown, he was like, you can tell one clue from them that the shape that they're in is their abs. Like you can see, like they've been really doing shits for this fight, and you can see it in their core. Like you can see their cores. They've been training crazy hard, and they've been going overtime. So like I think this fight is gonna be a good fight. I don't know if it's gonna be a first round out of there, but like I like the boys to bang it out. But Yam is just a different breed. He's gonna show that was his belt the whole time.
I agree. I think we all agree here. We're all in Jan. Put the money down, everybody.
Yon.
And on to the next title fight, the other main event of the night. Yeah, Volkanovski versus Chang Sung Jung, better known as the Korean Zombie. This, I mean, once again, the odds are heavy onto Volkanovski. He is the champion, but it is a lot of odds on him. And bro, like this is a good fight. How do y'all feel?
This is a great fight. This is a fantastic matchup. I'm picking just on bias alone because Chan Sung Jung is like my favorite fighter. He's like that twister in his UFC debut is beautiful.
No one else had one forever till Bryce.
Yeah, till Bryce. Yeah, but no, like he's a legend, dude. He's like a literal legend. Had to take 2 years off because everybody in Korea apparently has to serve in the military for 2 years, and then he came back and then just beat the shit out of people, like back to business as usual. I love him, but no, Volkanovski is like a fucking. He is like he hit God mode in his division. Like he is the truth. But like I said, I am picking the Korean Zombie just because I love him too much.
I respect it. Hey,
bro.
Oh, my bad, Kev.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The Korean Zombie is the greatest nickname I've ever heard. Not only because it has a ring to it, not only because it's dangerous, not only because it's gangster, but like it's because he walks up to everybody. That's scary. Like to not give a fuck and have the chin to say, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm coming forward. And like that's a killer be killed mentality. And that's a scary dude to fight. So I think at any point in time, he can do something to win this fight. But like you gotta love your good butt. Volkanovski. If you know anything about me and kickers in football, I love me a ski. Tight ends, I love me a ski. Even though they play for bitch ass teams, I love me a ski. You feel me? So I'm gonna have to take Volkanovski because dog's a brawler. He fights them. He trains at the same gym. He's been doing the same thing. And like when they had that guillotine in, Ortega had that guillotine in on him, it looked like it was over. It looked like it was over, but nah, he has the heart of a champion to the fullest. So I like him. I like this to be a great fight. Fight of the night. And Dana White might have to double the bag. It's gonna be a banger. And I'm praying Volkanovski doesn't get hit with a side right or because the zombie's coming. he's coming and he has that power. So I'm praying he doesn't get hit with this slide that he can't hold down. But nah, I gotta take Volkanovski on this one, man. He's a family man.
Family man.
How about you, Mark?
I'm going with Alexander the Great, man.
Great.
He's gonna hold on to his belt. I just think he's on a crazy run right now, and I just think he's gonna wipe out the division and just gonna keep that belt, man. I was watching some of him, bro. Bro, it was nice. I didn't know too much about him before, honestly, but learning more about him, he's nice. But like y'all was saying with the Korean Zombie, man, he loves to walk forward and just throw them shots. So it's gonna be a great fight. Probably fight of the night. But I'm going with Alexander the Great, man. I think he's gonna keep that belt.
I'm gonna have to co-sign, bro. I'm taking Volkanovski, bro. Like the way I explain Peter Yan is the same way I explain Volkanovski, bro. Like he's never uncomfortable anywhere. His IQ, like the way, like it's otherworldly. The way that in a fight he like reacts to everything. He changes in the middle of a fight, like what works, what doesn't work. Like his IQ is so crazy when he's fighting, which makes him so dangerous. Other than his like actual legit skill, because he can beat you on the feet, on the ground, and like Brian Ortega, bro, that guillotine, bro, like that boy Ortega is known as T City for a reason. He even had a triangle on him like right after that as well. Like, bro, like that's somebody that's their spot. Like that's Ortega's bread and butter. He'll get 99.9999% of the world would have tapped right then and there. And Volkanovski showed that he's a fucking warrior, bro. He'll die before he loses in that cage. And that was all. Some people had that question about him, and I think he put them doubters to rest. Like, oh, that's dead now. Like, and if you want to get technical with it, like he beat Ortega, and then Ortega beat the Korean Zombie to get to the fight, to get to Volkanovski, and it was pretty handily. Like, and it was not on the ground where Brian Ortega is known to do the work. It was on the feet. He was tagging Korean Zombie up left and right, and I love Korean Zombie. That's my guy, but he was getting kind of dealt with. So, and Volkanovski dealt with him. So this is like, I don't know, but Volkanovski's the boogeyman in this division. I don't know all the featherweight greats, but I think he's established his name into like all-time featherweight, especially if he gets another win here. This is another, like, who hasn't he beaten in this division that deserves a title shot? Because Holloway's trying to get another one, and Holloway's my guy. He's nice, but like we've already seen Volkanovski deal with you a couple times, my guy.
They're not gonna do it, but nah, the Korean Zombie is an issue. Like we can't stress this enough. I saw a video of him not only eating raw fish, raw food. I don't even know if it was fish, raw food, but it was also still alive. I was like, oh, it was moving in his mouth while he was chewing it, and I was like, this man only knows how to kill. He was only in life how to eat and how to kill. I feel like he learned how to fuck through instincts. Like everything else, those were two things he liked: killing and eating. And like he's gonna come to kill, but like Volkanovski is a ski. And if you listen to Young Thug, that ski is an issue at all times. You feel me? So you gotta roll with the boogeyman.
How about, so Will, since you're the only one on the Korean Zombie, and I love him personally, it's just he's fighting Volkanovski here, but with him, it is a shorter camp. Usually title fight camps are 8 to 10 weeks, but he did kind of take a short notice because Holloway was supposed to fight here. Then he had some sort of knee injury, and then now he's claiming he's able to fight. But like that's just something else on its own. But Korean Zombie didn't have a full 8-10 week camp. I think it was more like 5-6 weeks. So does that worry you about your boy?
No, not really. Because I mean, like if we're talking about like dexterity and all that, like I feel like he can fit a 10-week training camp in a 5 to 6 weeks. Like I feel like my man's been doing overtime. Like he is training to fight a championship fight right now. Like he's still a veteran of the UFC. I feel like he's still like, and I just also like a lot of respect to him because like man was in the military. So I think all his discipline and stuff. I feel like he is and he's championship level ready. I
Been
think he's
honing in.
been, yeah, I think he's honed in. Like, I feel like this is his time. Like, he's either gonna get it now or he's probably not gonna get another shot for a long, long time. Because, like you said, I agree. I agree with everything about Volkanovski. I think he is probably gonna stay the featherweight champion for a long time. But this is the Korean Zombie's chance, and I'm riding that wave with him.
I respect it. I respect it. So this is my question to y'all three. Out of all these 5 cards on the main card, you have the Madsen versus Pichelle, Dern versus Torres, Hamzat versus Burns, Sterling versus Jan, Volkanovski versus Young. Who's getting fight of the night? Who's getting it?
My dog Volkanovski, because he's a fucking robot. This is my best attempt at robot years.
I might go with Burns. Might be the fight night. I was thinking about this one as the main event as the fight of night, but it might be the Burns fight. That shit might, even though it's 3 rounds, that shit might be your battle.
Dang, that Volkanovski, because that Korean Zombie is gonna pull up. Oh man, if I had a second pick, I might have to take I might have to take those girls. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The Dern Torres. How about you, Will? Go out.
I
Give
saw
it
it.
a pick.
So honestly, I think I agree with Marcus. I think it's probably gonna be Hazmat and Gilbert Burns, because that's the one that I see, like, if it is gonna go all rounds, which I think it'll probably be like 3rd round, like TKO. But it's definitely Burns and Chimaev, because they're gonna be slinging the whole like 3 rounds, and then I think they can both sling with each other like the whole time. Like Volkanovski and Korean Zombie is gonna be a great fight for sure, but I can still see like the Korean Zombie slips up and gets knocked out in round 2 or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I could see something like that happening. So I don't see that happening at all in a Burns
I can
Chimaev
actually see
fight.
it on the side. Like I can see like Volkanovski get caught slipping because this man really just kept coming forward. Like he did not stop. Like,
Yeah, see,
It's different.
that's what I'm hoping for. I could see it going 1 or 2 ways like that. It could be knocked out early on. He could be submitted like midway through, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think Burns and Chimaev is gonna be like a 3-rounder. Like,
Y'all disrespecting, bro. Sterling and Jan. I think it's gonna last maybe 4 rounds. I don't think it's gonna be no quick knockout, but I think Sterling's gonna come out hard and fast. I don't think it ever touched the floor. I think it's really gonna be like, let's fucking battle. You said you've been talking all this shit. I've been talking like, and I think I've come like it's gonna be like a 4th round Jan win type shit. But I think we're gonna see a lot of hands. And I give me Jan and Sterling.
has Sterling fought since he got injured?
Nope.
No.
He's this
So
is
he
his
has
first
fought
fight
since-
back since Jan. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and
Jan.
Jan's fight.
Jan's
Jan
got. I
fought
think
twice?
Jan might even torture his ass. He might not try to like jump on him. He might drop him and let him get back up, and then drop him again. And like, come on, bro, like who's talking? Come get back. And then Sam. If I had a second pick, no disrespect to the girls, I think that's a good pick, but I think it is Burns and Chimaev. But Burns is a warrior. He's not going out like a bitch. Like he knows the disrespect that's on his name today, and he's gonna at least go out there and put on a show.
he's pulling
Yeah.
the upset. I'm telling you, don't bet money on that one. You're gonna be upset.
All right. Well, before we head out, we're gonna run through our picks real quick. I'm taking Mark Madsen, Mackenzie Dern, Gilbert Burns, Peter Yan, and Volkanovski. How about you, Will?
Mark Madsen, Mackenzie Dern, Hazmat Chimaev, Piotr Yan, and the Korean Zombie.
And Kev. The first fight is Madsen versus Pichelle, and then Mackenzie Dern and Torres.
All right, I said Madsen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember what girl I said. I think I said the BJJ one.
Yeah, you said Dern. You said Madsen and Dern.
All right, and Burns. Then Young, Volkanovski, and then me over anybody that has issue with that one.
Good shit, Kev. And then all right, Marcus, round us out. What's your final 5?
What was that? The first one?
It was the Olympic wrestler Madsen and then the striker Pichelle.
Pichelle. All right, I got Pichelle. I'm going with Torres. I'm going with Burns. Pete. I can't even say it. Jan.
Tibera.
And I'm going Alexander the Great, man.
All right. Well, that's our.
I don't even want to go undefeated. I just want to do one better than Will. I'll be straight. One better than Will. I don't appreciate how he just killed like his last. We were both undefeated and we both picked different on that last card. Like that was so hurtful. And like Masvidal had the gas tank. He could have let me go 5-0, and I would have brought that up every episode. I would have. Hey,
man.
Boy, but nah, man. But hey,
I'd still be undefeated if I didn't let my heart get in the way.
I respect it. Hey, bro. Break us down though, man. Send us out of here.
Send us out, my guy.
All right, you have been watching the Totally Bliss podcast. Hope you got blitzed with us. I sure did. Signing out. Make sure you get a Nitro Pepsi.
And stop being a bitch.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools. You can call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't not.